We live in a world buzzing with noise, not just the kind that bombards our ears, but the relentless, draining chatter inside our own minds. That mental exhaustion you feel, it probably isn't from the tasks piled on your desk or your endless to-do list. No, most of that burnout ignites from within, worrying about things beyond your control, saying yes when every fiber of your being screams no, and letting emotional chaos seep in unchecked. Imagine your vital energy as a fragile resource, the kind that fuels your focus, your resilience, your peace. Yet every unnecessary argument you engage in, every time you explain yourself to someone who won't listen, every toxic relationship you tolerate, it siphons that energy away, leaving you depleted and restless. This is precisely where Stoic wisdom cuts through the noise like a sharpened blade. Stoicism teaches that true power and freedom begin from mastering your inner world, cultivating a sanctuary of calm amidst the storm. It pushes us to say no when it matters, to protect our minds as fiercely as we care for our bodies, and to reject the toxicity that wears us down. The path to serenity isn't about escaping life's challenges, but about refusing to feed the distractions that chain us to endless stress and dissatisfaction. It's a call to embrace solitude without fear, to find courage in standing apart from superficial crowds, to cherish silence as a source of strength rather than loneliness. Right now, you might be letting guilt or an aching need for approval steer your actions, convincing you that your worth depends on others' opinions or on constant busyness. But what if the freedom you seek is already in your hands? What if by letting go of that destructive noise, by cutting ties with needless worries, shallow conversations, and energy-draining habits, you unlock a deeper self-knowledge and a peaceful, unshakable inner balance? This journey isn't easy. It demands fierce honesty and disciplined choices. But the reward is priceless. A life where your vital energy is guarded like a treasure, your mind clear and steady, your spirit unbreachable. The question is no longer, why am I so drained? But, am I ready to stop throwing my precious energy into fires that only burn me down? The Stoics remind us, mastery over self is mastery over everything. It's time to reflect, to reclaim your power, and to cultivate that inner fortress of tranquility that no storm can breach. Are you ready to protect your energy and live free? If this is making sense to you so far, please take a moment to like this video and consider sharing our channel with someone you believe could benefit from these reflections. You see, the initial step in truly reclaiming your energy, in building that unshakable inner fortress, is to rigorously apply one of Stoicism's most fundamental and liberating principles, the dichotomy of control. It's a deceptively simple idea, yet its practical application can revolutionize your relationship with stress and exhaustion. Epictetus, the former slave who became a powerful Stoic teacher, taught that some things are up to us, and some are not. Our opinions, impulses, desires, aversions, these are within our control. Our body, possessions, reputation, office, these are not. Think about the sheer volume of mental bandwidth we expend on things utterly beyond our influence. The frustrating traffic jam that makes you late, the political discourse you passionately disagree with, a colleague's bad mood, the fluctuating stock market, or even the weather. When you fixate on these external circumstances, trying to bend them to your will, or simply stewing in frustration over their unyielding nature, you are essentially pouring your vital energy into a bottomless pit. It drains you, frustrates you, and leaves you with nothing but exhaustion and resentment. Imagine your mind as a high-performance engine. Every time you engage with something outside your control, as if you could change it, you're redlining that engine pointlessly, burning precious fuel without moving an inch. But when you internalize this distinction, when you truly grasp that your peace depends not on external events, but on your response to them, you reclaim an immense power. The traffic jam is not within your control, but your patience, your choice to listen to a podcast, or your decision to leave earlier next time. That is, your colleague's mood isn't yours to fix, but your decision to maintain your composure, offer kindness, or simply maintain a professional distance. This isn't about being passive or indifferent. It's about being strategically intelligent with your most precious resource, your attention and mental energy. It means shifting your focus from the unchangeable to the actionable, from the external chaos to your internal calm. It's the ultimate energy-saving strategy, allowing you to invest your mental and emotional capital only where it can yield genuine dividends in your own life. Once you begin to master the dichotomy of control, the next crucial step in guarding your inner sanctuary is cultivating prosoche, or attentive self-awareness. This isn't just a passive mindfulness. It's an active, vigilant awareness of your inner state, a constant, disciplined watch over your thoughts, intentions, and reactions. In our modern world, we are constantly bombarded, not just by external notifications, but by an internal stream of consciousness, often hijacked by rumination, worry, and fragmented attention. This mental wandering, this unexamined internal chatter, is an insidious energy drain. It's like having dozens of tabs open in your browser, each one consuming a piece of your processing power, even if you're not actively looking at it. Prosoche teaches you to close those unnecessary tabs. It means being present with your current task, giving it your full undivided attention, rather than simultaneously worrying about yesterday's mistake or tomorrow's deadline. It means catching yourself when your mind starts to drift into unproductive worry loops, and gently but firmly bringing it back to what is truly in front of you, what truly deserves your focus. Are you listening to a loved one? Or are you mentally drafting your grocery list? Are you working on a project? Or are you simultaneously scrolling through social media? Every time your attention is fragmented, every time you allow your mind to linger on what doesn't serve your current purpose, you are bleeding energy. By training your prosoche, you become the gatekeeper of your mind. You decide what thoughts are allowed entry and what thoughts are respectfully, but firmly, turned away. This active vigilance is what prevents the emotional chaos from seeping in unchecked, as we discussed earlier. It allows you to observe a difficult emotion, anger, anxiety, frustration, without immediately identifying with it or being consumed by it. You see it as a passing cloud, not as the sky itself. This discipline of attention creates a spaciousness in your mind, a quiet within the storm, where your vital energy can be conserved and directed with intention. It's the active art of being fully present, fully aware, and therefore fully in control of your inner experience. Now, with your attention honed and your focus on what's within your power, the Stoics offer another powerful, counterintuitive tool for energy preservation: premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This isn't about being a pessimist, but about being a realist, preparing your mind for potential challenges and setbacks. Most of our mental energy is drained not by actual misfortune, but by the surprise of it, the emotional shock, the frantic scramble to react when our expectations are shattered. We optimistically assume everything will go smoothly, and when it doesn't, the jolt is jarring, consuming vast reserves of emotional resilience. Imagine you're preparing for a big presentation. Instead of only envisioning applause and success, You also briefly consider, what if the projector fails? What if you forget a key point? What if a challenging question arises? By mentally rehearsing these potential obstacles, you're not inviting them. You're desensitizing yourself to their impact. When or if something goes wrong, it's no longer a catastrophic shock. It becomes an anticipated challenge, something you've already mentally processed, even if only briefly. This significantly reduces the emotional toll and the frantic energy expenditure on panic and despair. Think of it as mental inoculation. Just as a vaccine introduces a weakened form of a virus to build immunity, premeditatio malorum introduces potential difficulties in a controlled mental environment to build emotional resilience. It allows you to anticipate, to plan for contingencies, and most importantly, to mentally detach from the absolute necessity of things going precisely as you wish. This doesn't mean dwelling on negatives. It means acknowledging their possibility and then consciously shifting your focus back to what you can control: your preparation, your effort, your attitude. By doing so, you prevent the unexpected from becoming an overwhelming drain, preserving your energy for constructive action rather than emotional firefighting. You face life not with naive hope, but with robust, clear-eyed readiness. Complementing this preparation for the future is the profound Stoic practice of amor fati, love of fate. This isn't a call to passive resignation, but an active, even enthusiastic acceptance of everything that happens, recognizing that all events, both good and seemingly bad, are part of the unfolding tapestry of reality. Our greatest energy drains often come from resistance, resisting what has already happened, resisting what cannot be changed, or resisting the nature of others. We exhaust ourselves fighting against the current of reality, lamenting past choices, or railing against present circumstances. This internal struggle is a relentless, futile siphoning of your vital spirit. Consider a past mistake that you continually replay in your mind, agonizing over what you should have done, or a chronic condition that causes daily discomfort against which you chafe with anger and resentment, or perhaps a difficult family member whose behavior you wish you could alter. Each instance of resistance, regret, or resentment is a heavy anchor, dragging your energy down. Amor fati invites you to release these anchors. It encourages you to not just tolerate what is, but to embrace it, to find the opportunity for growth, wisdom, or resilience within it. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When you truly internalize amor fati, you stop wasting energy on wishing things were different. You stop fighting battles already lost or never meant to be won. You accept the past as unchangeable, the present as your reality, and the future as unfolding. This radical acceptance frees up an enormous amount of energy previously locked in internal conflict. It allows you to pivot from fruitless lamentation to constructive action, from self-pity to strength. It's about understanding that everything that happens is, and your power lies not in controlling what happens, but in choosing how you relate to it. By loving your fate, you turn every obstacle into an opportunity for demonstrating virtue and protecting your inner peace. Furthermore, the Stoic virtues themselves, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, are not just abstract ideals. They are practical tools for safeguarding your energy. Each virtue acts as a filter, a guide, that helps you make choices that conserve your vital resources rather than deplete them. Practical wisdom, phronesis, for instance, is the ability to discern what is truly good, what is truly bad, and what is indifferent. It helps you see through the superficial allure of fleeting pleasures and avoid the traps of unnecessary worries. When you act with wisdom, you prioritize your actions. You choose your battles carefully, and you understand when to engage and when to withdraw. How much energy is wasted on chasing ephemeral trends, engaging in pointless arguments, or committing to obligations that don't align with your deepest values? Wisdom empowers you to say no to these drains, recognizing that your time and energy are finite and precious. It's the clarity to see where your effort truly makes a difference and to let go of the rest. Courage, Andrea, isn't just about facing grand dangers. It's the quiet strength to stand firm in your convictions, to speak your truth respectfully, and crucially, to protect your boundaries. It takes courage to say no to an extra task when you're already overloaded, even if it might displease someone. It takes courage to step away from a toxic conversation or relationship, even if it means temporary discomfort or the disapproval of others. The energy drained by constantly appeasing others, by suppressing your authentic self, or by enduring situations that violate your values is immense. Courage gives you the backbone to reclaim that energy, to prioritize your inner peace over external validation, and to choose healthy boundaries over exhausting people-pleasing. Justice, Dichotomy, guides your interactions with others, ensuring fairness, respect, and honesty. When you act justly, you minimize internal conflict arising from guilt or resentment. Engaging in deceit, manipulation, or unfair dealings might offer short-term gains, but it incurs a significant long-term energy debt. The mental gymnastics required to maintain a dishonest facade, the anxiety of being discovered, the internal dissonance, these are all tremendous drains. Conversely, acting with integrity, being transparent and fair, fosters the sense of inner coherence and peace, conserving your energy by eliminating the need for complex rationalizations and the weight of a troubled conscience. You're not fighting against yourself. And finally, temperance sophrosine, often translated as moderation or self-control, is perhaps the most direct energy-preserving virtue. It's the discipline to manage your desires, emotions, and impulses. Think of the energy spent on impulsive spending that leads to financial stress, on excessive indulgence in food or drink that compromises your physical and mental well-being, or on uncontrolled emotional outbursts that damage relationships and lead to regret. Temperance teaches you to pause, to reflect, to choose a measured response over a reactive one. It allows you to defer gratification, to say enough, and to find balance. By not letting your appetites or passions run wild, you prevent them from hijacking your energy and steering you into exhausting patterns. It's the virtue of disciplined freedom, where you choose not to be enslaved by your own impulses, thus freeing up vast reserves of mental and emotional strength. Beyond the virtues, Seneca, another pivotal Stoic, offered a particularly poignant insight into our most undervalued resource, time. He famously wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested." For Seneca, wasting time was the ultimate energy drain, because time is life, and every moment squandered is a piece of your vital energy thrown away. In our modern context, how much of our precious time and thus our energy do we pour into trivialities? Endless scrolling through social media, binge-watching shows out of habit, engaging in gossip, or simply procrastinating on tasks that would otherwise free up mental space. We often treat our time as if it were an infinite commodity, readily available for anyone or anything to claim. But like your physical energy, your time is finite. Every minute you give away to something that doesn't nourish you, challenge you, or move you forward is a minute you cannot reclaim. Seneca urged us to be ruthless guardians of our time, to live with intentionality, and to resist the urge to fill every moment with external noise. He advocated for living deeply, for engaging with meaningful pursuits, and for spending time in solitude and reflection. Precisely the activities that replenish energy rather than drain it. By valuing your time as your most precious commodity, you naturally become more discerning about where your energy goes. You develop the courage to protect your schedule, to decline invitations that don't serve you, and to prioritize activities that bring genuine meaning and growth. This isn't selfishness. It's a profound act of self-preservation and a wise investment in your own well-being. Finally, while the Stoics encouraged robust engagement with life, they also practiced a form of negative visualization, imagining the loss of things we hold dear. This isn't about morbid dwelling, but about cultivating a deep appreciation for what we do have and reducing the anxious desire for more, or the fear of losing what we possess. Both desire and fear are enormous energy sinks. The constant craving for the next promotion, the latest gadget, or a different life, and the pervasive anxiety that our current comforts might be taken away. These keep our minds in a perpetual state of restless dissatisfaction, constantly consuming energy. By periodically reflecting on the impermanence of things, our health, our relationships, our possessions, even our lives, we don't become indifferent to them. On the contrary, we learn to cherish them more deeply in the present moment. We stop taking them for granted. This practice helps to quell the restless craving for what's next and dulls the sharp edge of fear about what if I lose it. It allows us to experience profound gratitude, which is an incredibly energizing emotion, and to find contentment in the here and now, rather than constantly striving for a future that may never fully satisfy. It frees up the energy that would otherwise be spent chasing fleeting desires or agonizing over potential losses, allowing you to live more fully and calmly in the reality you inhabit. So this journey towards protecting your vital energy isn't about escaping life's challenges, but about refusing to feed the distractions and internal battles that chain us to endless stress and dissatisfaction. It's about consciously applying these ancient, powerful tools in your modern life, discerning what's truly in your control, guarding your attention fiercely, preparing for life's inevitable bumps, embracing reality as it unfolds, acting with virtue, valuing your time, and appreciating what you already have. Each of these practices is a brick in the inner fortress you are building, a sanctuary where your peace can remain unbreachable. The Stoics understood that true freedom isn't found in having everything go your way, but in mastering your inner world so that nothing external can truly disturb your tranquility. It is a continuous, disciplined effort, but the reward is nothing less than the reclamation of your most precious self, your focus, your resilience, your peace. As Epictetus wisely taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. Are you ready to stop being a slave to noise, to worry, to others' opinions, and to your own unchecked impulses? Are you ready to become the master of your own mind, to stand guard at the gates of your inner fortress, and to protect your vital energy as the sacred resource it truly is? What will you choose to guard today, and what unnecessary burdens are you ready to finally set down? If this conversation resonated with you, please hit the like button, and I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one piece of your energy you're committed to reclaiming starting today? Your insights not only enrich our community, but also deepen your own commitment to this journey.